Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sim's YouTube channel, and welcome back to Lone Oak Farm for Farm Sim 19, episode number 21. And let me just state up front, as I did in the previous video, this video is not intended for children. So FTC, YouTube, Google, COPA, all that stuff, just bug off. All right. I know I said I was going to watch some videos and do some stuff, and I just really wanted to play the game. And so I haven't really watched and educated myself anymore on some of the stuff that like Duckzorly sent me. So I will do that. I tend to, for me, I tend to consume. I tend to consume most of my YouTube stuff at the office at work, and I don't, other than like Duckzorly's channel and EP's channel, whenever videos are created by him, I do watch. In other words, I do visually watch those videos. But some of this stuff, like this YouTube COPA stuff, I can just, there's nothing to necessarily see. Or at least there's not much. We're going to leave that. We're going to leave that connected, because we're going to go and this is going to kind of be a mixture of things that we're going to do in this video, just because I'm not quite ready to harvest just yet. So we're gonna just park this here out of the way. We're going to get out of that, and I think I've got a tractor over here that we're going to go and pick up our. We need to go up to the greenhouses and take some manure up there, because I believe our manure box is full over there by the cow shed. And so we'll just spend a bit of time together during this video, episode number 21, doing some of this other stuff, and maybe, just maybe, we'll be ready at a stage to do a little bit of harvesting maybe next time. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just see. I'm not in a hurry to end this by any means necessarily. And I know we've kind of done this before, and I know I said in episode number 20 that I like to keep things a bit unique and everything for you, and I still like to do that. I still want to do that. That's still kind of my whole, has always been sort of a policy of mine. We'll let that tractor warm up a little bit. We're going to zoom over here and turn some water on for our cows, because I think we need to do that. And get this going. There we go. I absolutely love this water feature. I think after playing Farm Sim 15 as much as I played it, and Farm Sim 17 as much as I played that, and until that water feature came available for Farm Sim 17, I was really getting burned out on having to haul water for my animals, because I had this theory in mind, and I know I've shared this, I've talked about this before, about how that I didn't feel that, always, every single farm, that always the farmers would have to haul water for their cows. Yeah, I think some maps it kind of makes sense, but I think others, I know, for example, my grandfather, who owned a farm, ran a farm and everything, my dad's dad, I know for a fact that he had running water at his with his cows, and a lot of the real life farmers that I enjoy watching on YouTube, like Our Wyoming Life, Millennial Farmer, and folks like that, just walk through my thing, man. You're going to get pinched in there, cow. But anyway, cows are stupid. I know that they also have running water. Now, like our Wyoming Life, for example, because he is predominantly a rancher, he does have to haul water to the back 40 and such, but that's because that's a least expensive option versus running a water line all the way over there. And I get that, I get that. But we don't have to do that every single video. All right, I was silly and parked this tractor kind of in the way because I need to shut this other gate as we pull out of here, because otherwise the cows can walk. They're not going to, but they could. We like to try to do things as realistic as possible, so we try to close gates. I used to not worry about closing gates and all that stuff, but hey hi, we try to do that now. Anyway, hope everyone is having a wonderful time, wonderful day, wonderful week, wonderful December. Can you believe it? Can you believe that December is here already? It really does feel like, and I've kind of had this deja vu moment every now and then, especially when I'm thinking about FarmSim 19. I have this little moment where I think about the fact that, here I am, just back from Thanksgiving. Of course, FarmSim 19 was released right before Thanksgiving of 2018, and I wasn't able to play it initially because I was away for Thanksgiving. And now here we are just after Thanksgiving of 2019, and of course FarmSim 19 has been out for a year, a little over a year, and I talked a little bit about that. Let's see, do we want to go this way? Yeah, doesn't matter. All roads lead to where we're wanting to go anyways. I believe we got beans in these fields here, I believe is what we have. And of course these fields here are not, to the fields to the right, that's the boundary, of the map. But so yeah, FarmSim 19 has been out for a year, and we've all got our opinions of what we think about this version of the game, and I've talked a little bit about that in the last episode, and I'm not going to continue to harp on it and dwell on it and all that stuff. I have said what I needed to say, and will reiterate, just in case anyone did not see that, is that I do not believe that FarmSim 19 is greater than FarmSim 17 or 15. I do believe that 17 was a step up from 15 in some ways, certainly with the Seasons mod, but I do not believe that is the case or is the same for 19. So we have an agreement here with the owner of this facility. I believe we called him Mr. Hollister because I think we more or less said that Mr. Hollister owns this whole thing here. Perhaps we did, I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, we need some manure up here, don't we? And in any event, we've got these greenhouses up here, and we've just hit our water thing, but oh well, it'll be all right. We've got these greenhouses up here because the kids along with the wife wanted something to do, wanted a hobby. And so so we've set them up with some greenhouses, and they earn a little bit of coin every now and again. It's nothing that we can retire from, but hey, it pays something. It pays for something. Maybe some shoes for the kid. That is, if they're not high dollar expensive shoes. But hey, we don't do that. And I didn't hit the trigger that time. You'd think after, essentially 3 iterations of a farming simulation game plus truck sim, 2 different, Euro truck and ATS, that I would learn how to back by now, but oh well. Maybe by FarmSim 29, so in 10 years from now, if there is such a thing. Did I hit it that time? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this over here. So that it will be good and out of the way. Switch over and release that. And then we'll swing around And we've got our water tanker tucked up in here like that. And we'll grab our water and top it up while we're here. And then we may go do some fertilizing. I say may only because I'm not 100% sure if the fields will take it, but we'll try to find a field that will take some fertilizer. We're about I don't know. Well, I will just say this: our fields that like our wheat and our canola fields, those are fully fertilized. Those are good to go. They're basically, you know, ready to harvest once the crop comes in. I think we have maybe 2 fields of corn that we need to top up on fertilizer. And then I believe all 3 of our soybean fields need to be fertilized, at least one level, if not maybe 1 or 2 of those might need 2 levels. But we'll get there. We've got plenty of time. As I had talked about in previous episode, maybe like around 17 or 16 or something like that, which was probably more than a month and a half ago. We will bring in some extra help if we need it. Now, I know that in one of the episodes I talked about, getting an additional seeder. We didn't need that. We basically were able to get everything put in the ground that we needed to get put in the ground. And so we don't need to. We don't need that. We don't need to. We don't need additional seeder because we're done planting. We're done planting at least for now. I don't know if we will get an opportunity to double plant those wheat fields, canola fields. Let's see. We've got to open this guy up, don't we? There we go. Don't know if we'll get a chance to do that because we haven't actually got those crops off those fields yet. But if we do, then we may consider it. There are some, and speaking of this is a good segue into what I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking about. There are some new maps that have been recently released. Now, I say recently released. Nebraska Lands is practically brand new by CCS 101. He just released that not too long ago. And of course, he converted his Emerald Coast from 2017 to 19 as well. And maybe Emerald Coast might have existed in 15 as well. But anyway, regardless of whether it did or not, that's not what this video is about. As many of you will know that have been around for a while, you all know that for many years, going back to FarmSim 15 actually, I was an admin for PCSG. And PCSG was a wonderful site. The original creator of PCSG, Wonko, along with myself and many others, all had the same sort of mindset with regards to how we wanted to operate PCSG. We wanted it to be very, very low, very, very light-handed. In other words, so many of these forums, and I'm not gonna necessarily name names, although I will reference the Giants farming, the official farming simulator forums, by just saying that, there's a lot of behavior and stuff over there that just kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, to put it mildly. And there have been some other websites, some other forums and stuff that have come around that are very similar to that as well. Very heavy-handed on the moderation. If you ask a question that has been asked before, you're going to get your wrist slapped. Your forum post will get deleted. You're going to get thrown out in the hog pen. You're just going to get, people are going to threaten to take you to the lone oak tree and string you up. And I was raised with the idea that there's no such thing as a stupid question, and yes, you do see a lot of repeat questions, but that is the nature of running these types of communities. Um, and sometimes the search functions within forums and groups and such is not as robust as maybe Google, the search engine of Google. But anyway, sort of long story short, PCSG was founded to kind of take away some of that BS. Okay, take away some of that BS to essentially. I tell you what, we'll leave this here. We'll leave this here for right now. Let's go do something else. PCSG was created for that place, and myself and Reefy 1952, which goes by the name of Meerman or went by the name of Meerman on PCSG, Wonko, myself, the others that were moderators and whatnot, all pretty much agreed that we weren't going to do that. If somebody asked a question about how do I connect and implement in FarmSim, we're not gonna basically beat them up. We're gonna just tell them Q, back up to the implement, hit the Q key, connect the implement, and that's just simple. But anyway, again, long story short, PCSG, Wonko was trying to start a business, successful business, or trying to grow his business, all that kind of stuff. And it takes a whole lot. It takes a lot of time to run a community like that. And there's some expense to it as well, because you can't just throw a popular community with several thousand members onto a free hosted website and call it good. You just can't do it. You can't really run a successful, growing community like that on any of the other types of free types of solutions. You need to get your hosting, you need to invest in a platform, in a forum type community software to make it all work. And so there's a lot of cost involved in it. So Wonko wanted to basically step down. He wanted to turn it over to someone else. I thought long and hard about it. I really, really did. And I came very, very close to actually doing that. And I wish I had. I wish I had done it. I wish I had picked up, got the keys to it, got the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. And let's just see if we can actually fertilize this field here before we go all the way down there. I wish I had done that. But anyway, I didn't. So blame me, I suppose. And good. Okay, we can spray. So let's go down here and we'll start and come all the way forward. I didn't do it because, again, just time and all that kind of stuff. And so somebody else stepped up to the plate. Somebody else stepped up to the plate and said they would do it. But the first thing they needed to do was they needed to move the site to a different hosting platform and all that stuff. And they started that process, got that process going, and had difficulties, lots of difficulties. And essentially, very long story short, PCSG died as a result of all this messing about. And so there we go. Back up. So PCSG died as a result of this, and as part of it, so did the mods. So did the mods on the site. And that was the other thing that was great about PCSG. Not only was it a community that was ran by awesome moderators, myself being one of them, and I'm not afraid to admit that. But it also had the awesome community and everything. But also it offered an opportunity for folks that created mods to have a place to host them that was fast fast download speeds, reliable platform, uptime 99.9% from my experience, and gave them the opportunity to do that without having to go the Giants route or, God forbid, go to those awesome uploaded, and I say awesome as I'm being funny here, but those websites like uploaded.net that I just absolutely hate. So, as I said, PCSG fulfilled that ability for folks. Well, when PCSG went away, folks like, for example, CCS 101 was really impacted because he did not have a place that he could upload his mods to and have them available for folks like you and I to be able to download them. And I think, I don't know CCS 101 that well, but he strikes me as the kind of guy that really didn't want to go the uploaded.net route where you've got pop-ups, you've got questionable type of stuff that's in your face and all of that. He really, wanted to do something better. In other words, PCSG, but PCSG was no more. So, and you might remember this because I talked about it. I created let me turn that off. I created a mod hosting website off of my server called simplymods.net. Is that what I called it? I should know this. No, simplysafemods.com. Simplysafemods.com. I'll post a link down below. And so let's just do a headline right here, make it easy for ourselves. So simplysafemods.com. And I know I talked about it in a video a long time ago, probably more than 2 months ago. But I was waiting for CCS 101 to submit a couple of mods to me before I loaded those mods up on the site and really began to push it. I mentioned it just simply because if anyone else wanted to take advantage of it, could certainly do that. But I was really waiting for CCS 101 to do it, to get me his mods, and so he did very recently ago. I don't know where those lines are coming from. It must be this. The sprayer might be wigging out just a little bit. But anyway, he did. CCS 101 finally got me those mods, and I uploaded them to the site. So if you go to simplysafemods.com, you will find 2 of CCS 101's mods. You will find Emerald Coast for 2019, and you will also find Nebraska Lands. Now, Nebraska Lands is a 4X map, and Emerald Coast is just a standard size map. So these maps are available, and they're available on that site. There are no ads. There are no pop-ups. You've got fast download speeds. Nebraska Lands is 1.9 gigs in size. It includes the map, and it includes some mods that you need to include in the mod folder. CCS 101 wrote a description that's very, very well done. You need to read all of that. But essentially, it's a almost 2 gig size file. At my home, on my systems, that downloads in less than a minute. Okay, or around a minute. The other one, Emerald Coast, is about 1.45 gigs because, again, you've got the map, you've got some mods that go with that. Again, less than a minute. Now, your speed's going to vary. It's going to depend on what your ISP and all that, what your internet speeds are. But that's the deal. Uploaded.net, if you go out there and you got to jump through all the hoops to avoid having to pay them anything, because I despise that. For that size file, my gosh, it might take 15 to 20 minutes. And then, Lord only knows what other kind of stuff you're going to get on your computer as a result. So that's why I created that site. I created that site for guys like CCS 101. Guys like you. Guys like me. I'm not a modder, but anyway. I don't want to go out to those types of sites. And I open the invitation up to anybody and everybody. The only caveat is going to be that I have to validate who you are, because one of the things that the whole mantra, if you will, of simplysafemods.com is that we respect the modding community. I respect the modding community. I'm not going to put, if I don't know who you are and you're trying to submit to me a map that you, or a mod that you say that you have made, I'm going to have to do a little bit of research and find out. Now, if I know who you are, BulletBill reached out to me and said he wants to upload some of his Farm Sim 17 mods that he converted from Giants. Then I know who BulletBill is, and I will work very quickly to get those uploaded for him. It's not really designed, as I might have mentioned a few months ago when I talked about the creation of this website, it's not really meant to be designed to be a replacement for Giants Mod Hub. I'll be the first to tell you that I love when I can find a mod that I really truly love, want, need, all of that good stuff. If it's on Giants Mod Hub, I jump for joy, because it's so easy to get mods from there. I don't download them through the game because that's slow as molasses on a cold winter day, but I do update them that way, and it's a good way to keep with your updates and all that stuff. But you know, there's so many other mods that are modders that don't want to do Giants Mod Hub, like CCS 101. So anyway, long story short is, I don't, you know, if the only mods that are hosted on simplysafemods.com is from CCS 101, maybe BulletBill, maybe a few others, that's fine with me. I'm not looking, I'm not looking at basically filling this website up with mods, getting hundreds of visits a day, and then running advertising on it. I don't want to mess with the advertising piece of it. It is, it's a pain. It's a pain in the backside, and I just want to be able to offer something for guys like CCS 101 to have the ability to host his mods for him, and then for guys like you and me that want to go out to a safe, reliable website that we don't have to worry about this kind of stuff and download our mods. So there it is. I will tell you, it was kind of funny because I worked on this. CCS 101 had submitted his mods to me while I was away for Thanksgiving, and I got them uploaded. My dad's internet connection is not the fastest in the world, and actually he's going to get rid of it very soon, because he doesn't even use it. He doesn't even have a computer, but he kept it for me and my wife when we came to visit. But so I got it set up and got his mods uploaded to the site, and I posted on a couple of different Discord channels, like Simulation Gaming channel. I posted on Eustace Pharmer's channel. I posted on Duckzorly's channel. Well, about 15 to 20 minutes after I had posted this message, I get an email, a contact email, because I've got a contact me form on simplysafemods.com. So if you're interested in hosting a mod there, just use the contact me form, or contact me through Discord or whatever. Send me a smoke signal, whatever you want to do. But anyway, I get this email, and man, this guy is just laying into me. He's telling me that my about page, which I talk about saying that all mods hosted on simplysafe.com are from the original mod author, and that, you know, I basically respect modders and all this kind of stuff. And you guys that have been watching my channel for a long time, you guys know this. You guys know this stuff. I have spent more time harping on the way that some people treat our modding community. So you know how I feel about this. But this guy is just ripping me a new one, and basically said that he reported me to my web host. He reported to me to my domain name registrar. He basically reported me to several Discord hacking sites so people could take my site down. I mean, this guy, I'm thinking to myself, what have I opened myself up to? Because quite honestly, I've been doing the blogging thing and I've been running websites for quite a long time. And I've never had this kind of altercation before. And yeah, I get the few comments on my YouTube channel, my YouTube videos and stuff from, probably 9-year-old kids in their parents' basement, or maybe 23-year-old kids in their parents' basement. But anyway, I just ignore those. But here was a legitimate thing. This guy is basically saying he has reported me to companies that I have been doing business with. My domain hosting company I've been doing business with for 10 years. My domain registrar, I have been registering domains with this company for 20 years. For 20 years. And then to say that he's reported me to Discord sites so that people will go out and try to hack my site and take it down. So I email him back and I say, okay, I don't understand why you're doing this to me. I basically said I have permission from CCS 101 to host these mods. If you know CCS 101, please reach out to him and verify this because he will tell you. And then I said, because I was a little bit cocky at that point, because I'm like, look, you're probably a 9-year-old kid, but I, wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I said, then you can email me and apologize to me because I will request an apology from you because you're essentially saying to me that I am violating, that I'm basically not showing respect for modders. So I'm due an apology. Let me tell you, if this was like in the 19th century, 1800s or so, I would have called this guy out for a duel. I mean, I would have said, "Look, you have threatened my honor, sir. Um, I request, find yourself a second and let's go out and do 10 paces, and I'm going to try to blow your head off." So again, sort of long story short, let me drive back towards the farm and we'll wrap this video up. He he did apologize. He did see the error of his ways. He did get validation from multiple people that I was a legitimate, honorable person, that had nothing but the utmost respect for the modding community, that CCS 101 had sent me these, had given me permission to host these, that this was an arrangement that he and I had made. And so there you are. So, for a few minutes, I'm thinking to myself, my God, I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to give back in a way that I'm now being punished for. I'm being threatened. People are going to start hacking my website and everything. But all that's done. A long time ago, I turned over a new leaf of my life. I subscribe to the theory that Jesus Christ taught us about forgive and forget and all of this kind of stuff. And I told this gentleman that if he apologized to me, that it would be problem solved. It would be over. There would be no more conversation about it, and that is the deal. After this, no more conversation about it. Please go to simplysafemods.com if you're interested in either of those two maps. And really, what got me started on this whole conversation was the simple fact that I'm kind of looking forward to playing those two maps because again, it's maps that I do not have experience with. I did not play Emerald Coast for Farm Sim 17, and of course, Nebraska Lands is brand new. So um, I don't know. We're not going to quickly get through this. I'm not going to bail on this map. I still love this map. So we're going to finish this out right and everything. Let's take a look at our fields. So we've got 53 and 54, which is what we just fertilized. Those are ready to go. These are beans. We need to do 50. We need to fertilize 50. Probably have one of the boys do that. And it looks like field number 42 also needs to be brought up to the final fertilization state as well. So 50 is going to need 2 applications, it looks like, but we'll get that done. We've got plenty of time. Even if when we start harvesting wheat and canola, we'll still have time to get the boys over there to get that done. And yeah, so as I always say, and another video of 35 minutes there, so I've made up for some of those shorter videos that I did not too long ago. So thank you for watching. Take good care of yourself, also of each other. And yeah, God bless you all. So come back and see us here. We'll be back here for episode number 22 at some point in time. And I don't know what we'll be doing, but we'll do something. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.